Imagine standing next to the largest land animal on Earth, the African elephant. At 13 feet tall and weighing 14,000 pounds, it's absolutely massive, right? Now picture this. A blue whale's tongue alone weighs more than that entire elephant. And its heart, it's the size of a golf cart and weighs 400 pounds. Welcome to the bizarre world of deep-sea gigantism, where the ocean creates monsters that make land animals look like toys. Today, we're diving into the shocking science of why creatures living thousands of feet below the surface grow to absolutely mind-blowing sizes compared to anything walking on land. Let's start with the undisputed heavyweight champion, the blue whale. This magnificent creature reaches lengths of 80 to 100 feet on average, with the longest confirmed specimen measuring an absolutely insane 110 feet long. To put that in perspective, a blue whale is almost half the length of an American football field and nearly 20 feet longer than a professional NBA basketball court. If you parked a Boeing 737 airplane next to one, they'd be almost the same length. Now, let's talk weight. An adult blue whale tips the scales at around 330,000 pounds. That's 165 tons. To match that weight, you need to line up 33 African elephants, or roughly 2,200 average adult humans. Imagine trying to fit that on a scale, but here's where it gets even crazier. The blue whale's heart alone weighs 400 pounds and measures about 5 feet long, literally the size of a small car. One beat of that massive heart pumps 60 gallons of blood through its body. Its tongue? That weighs as much as an entire elephant at around 6,000 pounds. Compare this to the largest land animal that ever walked the earth, the Argentinosaurus dinosaur. This prehistoric giant measured around 98 to 115 feet long, which is actually comparable to a blue whale's length. But here's the kicker. It only weighed about 83 to 88 tons, less than half the weight of a blue whale. Think about that for a second. The blue whale is nearly twice as heavy as the largest dinosaur that ever lived, and it's swimming around in our oceans right now. The blue whale isn't alone in this size war. Let's look at some truly mind-bending comparisons between deep-sea creatures and their land-dwelling relatives. Giant isopods versus pill bugs. Ever seen a pill bug or roly-poly in your backyard? Those little guys that curl into a ball when you touch them? They're typically less than 1 inch long, about 0.5 to 1 inch max. Now meet their deep-sea cousin, the giant isopod. These prehistoric-looking creatures grow between 8 to 16 inches long on average, with supergiant species reaching up to 20 inches. That's almost 2 feet. The largest confirmed giant isopod measured 19.7 inches long and weighed over 3.7 pounds. That's roughly the size of a football and about 40 times larger than a common pill bug. Imagine if every insect in your house suddenly grew 40 times bigger. That house spider would be the size of a basketball. That's essentially what happens when these crustaceans move from land to the deep ocean. Japanese spider crab versus European spider crab. Here's another shocking comparison. The European spider crab, found in shallow waters, has a body, carapace, about 8 inches across, with a leg span reaching maybe 20 inches total. The Japanese spider crab, living in deep waters off Japan, has a carapace measuring over 15 inches across, with a leg span reaching up to an absolutely terrifying 12 feet from claw to claw. That's literally longer than most people are tall. If you spread its legs out, you could fit 3 adult humans lying head to toe within that span. Try imagining crawling across your living room floor. Let's talk about one of the ocean's most mysterious giants, the colossal squid. This creature is so massive that scientists still can't believe it's real. The largest colossal squid ever caught weighed a staggering 1,089 pounds. That's over half a ton. Its body, mantle, alone measured over 8 feet long, with a total body length of around 14 feet. But when you include its feeding tentacles, estimates suggest these monsters could reach 33 to 46 feet in total length. To put that in perspective, that's as long as a school bus. But here's the absolutely terrifying part. The colossal squid has the largest eyes of any creature that has ever existed on Earth. Each eye measures between 11 to 16 inches in diameter, literally the size of a dinner plate. Imagine eyeballs bigger than your head staring at you from the darkness of the deep ocean. Compare this to land squid. Oh wait, there are no land squid, because animals that big simply cannot exist on land. The closest thing we have are octopuses, and even the largest land octopus, which doesn't exist outside water anyway, would be dwarfed by these deep-sea behemoths. The colossal squid's beak, basically its mouth, is powerful enough to cut through steel cable. And those tentacles? They're covered with rotating hooks that can spin 360 degrees to grip prey. It's like something out of a nightmare. So why does this happen? Why are deep-sea creatures so incredibly massive compared to land animals? The answer lies in four major factors that make the deep ocean the perfect breeding ground for giants. Factor number one, buoyancy. The gravity cheat code on land. Every animal is in a constant battle with gravity. Your skeleton has to support your entire body weight every single second of every day. This creates a hard limit on how big land animals can grow before their bones literally crush under their own weight. But in water, buoyancy changes everything. Water provides natural lift that supports an animal's body weight, essentially making gravity disappear. A blue whale weighing 330,000 pounds is essentially weightless in water. This is why whales can grow to such massive sizes. But when they beach themselves, they actually suffocate under their own weight. Their ribcage collapses and crushes their internal organs because their bodies were never designed to support themselves on land. Think of it like this. On land, you're constantly doing a plank exercise just to stay alive. In the ocean, you're floating on a giant waterbed, which one allows you to grow bigger. Factor number two, food scarcity and metabolic efficiency. This one seems backwards at first. You'd think more food equals bigger animals, right? Actually, it's the opposite in the deep sea. The deep ocean is basically a food desert. Only about 5% of food produced at the surface makes it down to depths below 3,000 feet. So how do animals survive? By getting bigger. Here's the science. It's called Kleiber's Law. Basically, your metabolic rate, how much energy you burn, doesn't increase at the same rate as your body size. A mouse, pound for pound, burns energy 10 times faster than an elephant. This means a giant isopod weighing 3.7 pounds burns energy way more efficiently than 59 tiny pill bugs weighing 0.06 pounds each. The giant isopod can go 5 years without eating a single meal, while a tiny pill bug would starve in days. It's like driving a fuel-efficient SUV versus 30 motorcycles. The SUV uses less total gas. Factor number three, cold water and oxygen. Water temperature plays a huge role in deep-sea gigantism. Cold water holds more dissolved oxygen than warm water. Its basic chemistry in the freezing deep ocean, around 35 to 39 degrees Fahrenheit. Oxygen levels are much higher, allowing larger bodies to absorb enough oxygen to survive. Plus, cold temperatures slow down metabolism, which means creatures can grow bigger without needing massive amounts of food. This is called Bergmann's rule. Animals in colder climates tend to be larger. Look at Antarctic sea spiders. In warm tropical waters, sea spiders are tiny, about 0.04 inches long. But in the Antarctic, they grow to 3 feet across. That's 900 times larger. Their legs are longer than your forearm. Why? Because the cold Antarctic water has so much oxygen that their primitive respiratory systems, which normally limit their size, can support massive bodies. Factor number four, reduce predation on land. Being big makes you a target. Predators are everywhere, and you need to be fast and agile to survive. But in the deep ocean, there are way fewer predators. Studies show predation rates at depths below 6,500 feet are nearly 10 times lower than in shallow waters. This means deep-sea creatures can afford to grow slowly over decades or even centuries without worrying about being eaten. Giant isopods can live for up to 20 years, growing bigger and bigger the whole time. That there's no evolutionary pressure to stay small and quick when there's nothing chasing you. Let's drive these size differences home with some truly mind-blowing comparisons that'll make you appreciate just how massive these ocean giants really are. Blue whale versus everything. A blue whale's heart is bigger than a Volkswagen Beetle car. Its arteries are so large that a small child could swim through them in newborn blue. Whale calf is 23 feet long at birth, longer than a full-size pickup truck, and weighs 3 tons. The baby gains 200 pounds per day during its first year. That's like gaining the weight of a full-grown adult human every 36 hours of a blue whale's blow. The spray from its blowhole shoots 30 feet into the air, as high as a 3-story building. Giant isopod versus. Your pet's a giant isopod at 16 inches long is roughly the same size as a small house cat, but it's just a crustacean, basically a giant underwater bug. Imagine if the ants in your kitchen grew to the size of cats. That's the scale we're talking about. Colossal squid versus land predators. The colossal squid, at 1,089 pounds, weighs more than a fully grown grizzly bear, 800 pounds, or a male lion, 420 pounds. Its eyes are bigger than a basketball, 9.4 inches diameter, and it lives 6,500 feet underwater in total darkness. No land predator comes close to this size-to-danger ratio. Let's look at some other absolutely massive deep-sea creatures that dwarf their surface-dwelling relatives. Lion's mane jellyfish, the largest jellyfish on Earth, with tentacles reaching 120 feet long, longer than a blue whale. Compare that to moon jellyfish in shallow waters, which max out at about 16 inches. Giant oarfish. This serpent-like fish grows up to 36 feet long and lives at depths of 3,300 feet. It's often mistaken for sea serpents when it washes ashore. The longest confirmed specimen measured 26 feet. Giant tube worms. Living near hydrothermal vents at 7,000 feet deep, these creatures grow up to 8 feet long, about as tall as a door frame. Regular earthworms? Maybe 12 inches max. Giant amphipods. These shrimp-like creatures grow to 13 inches long in the deepest trenches, compared to their shallow water cousins that are barely 0.4 inches. Here's the truly terrifying part. We've only explored about 5% of the ocean floor. That means there could be creatures down there even bigger than what we've already discovered. Scientists recently found an entirely new ecosystem 6 miles deep, over 31,000 feet, in the ocean, with bizarre creatures living in conditions we thought were impossible. If the pattern holds, these creatures are likely massive. Think about it. The deeper you go, the bigger they get. The Mariana Trench reaches depths of 36,000 feet. What could be living down there that we haven't seen yet? The colossal squid we've caught are thought to be juveniles based on their beak size. Adult specimens could be twice as large, potentially weighing over a ton and reaching 50-plus feet long. So, why are deep-sea creatures such giants compared to land animals? It all comes down to the perfect storm of conditions. Buoyancy eliminates gravity, size limits cold water, provides extra oxygen, and slows metabolism. Food scarcity favors metabolically efficient giants. Fewer predators mean less pressure to stay small. The ocean is essentially a giant laboratory, creating real-life monsters that make even dinosaurs look small. A blue whale weighing 330,000 pounds dwarfs every land animal in history. Giant isopods grow 40 times larger than their land cousins. And colossal squids have eyes bigger than dinner plates. Hunting in darkness a mile below the surface, the deep sea doesn't just have big animals. It has the biggest animals that have ever existed on planet Earth. Period. And next time you see a pill bug in your backyard or a whale documentary on TV, remember, in the crushing darkness of the deep ocean, everything is supersized. The ocean creates titans that remind us just how much we still don't know about our own planet. If this blew your mind, hit that subscribe button, because we're diving deeper into ocean mysteries you won't believe.